Justin and Will on Just Hoop Talk is one of the best podcasts out there if you want to talk that hoop game. If you don't get with these guys and get right, you're gonna get left. Big ballers out, baby, and holla.
What's going on, everybody? You are tuned in to Just Hoop Talk. In this episode, we're going to be talking what everybody wants to know. Who's the GOAT? LeBron, Jordan? Answer coming soon.
GOAT talk, baby.
You are now tuned in to the next best thing. Justin Henry, Will Thompson.
Yeah,
Let's go.
y'all can talk that talk, but this is just Hoop Talk. Updates on the news, analysis who's who gon' win, who gon' lose. Is it true, is it true? This is just Hoop Talk, this is just Hoop Talk. Ball.
All right, so the conversation that everybody wants to have, who's better, LeBron, Jordan? If you ask me, it's 1A, 1B. You can't really go wrong when you start talking GOATs. We've already had our Who's the GOAT combo, top five actually, back in a couple months ago, whenever it was, before the bubble. But let's dive into this LeBron versus MJ, man. When it comes to GOAT conversation, there's a lot at stake. There's a lot that you can discuss. In your eyes, Will, you got 90 seconds. Who's the GOAT?
The GOAT is MJ, man. And I think a lot of it is just like who you watched when you were growing up, right? Like a lot of times people, like they didn't watch MJ, so they weren't impacted by what he did, but I was really impacted by what he did. Just the fact that you can hit a three-peat multiple times within your career, completely dominate a generation, and it's just like for me, it just comes down to winning, you know? And like, you look at a dude that just won and willed his team to wins, different situations, different circumstances. The guy was a winner. I gotta go with MJ.
Man, it sounds like you're describing LeBron. To me, this is what it sounds like. You're describing LeBron. The guy is a winner. And yeah, everybody's going to point to his record in the finals. 3 of 9. Now he's in his 10th final, so he'll be 4 of 10 or 3 of 10, depending on whether he wins or loses. But I think you have to look at a whole body of work. And then, to get to the finals, you had to win. Jordan's been to 6 NBA finals and won 6, but he's only been to 6. So what happened to all those other, 11 years he was in the league? He was 15 years in the league. LeBron's been in the league 17 years. He's played in the finals 10 times now. That's an amazing stat. And
Incredible.
Coupled with his winning percentage during the season, the fact that he's done this on multiple teams, on the Cavs, the Heat, the Cavs again, and now the Lakers, and at multiple stages of his career. It wasn't in just one short spurt. I think you got to go with LeBron as the GOAT, man. How can you say it when it comes to winning and you not mention LeBron's name, man? I don't get it.
I think what sucks about LeBron is like, and I think he's mentioned this before, is he's chasing Jordan, you know? Like his whole career has just really been based on like chasing Jordan. And Jordan was never really chasing anybody. He was just like, you could tell he was the dude that just wanted to win every single time he stepped out onto the court. Like that dude just wanted to win. LeBron seems like he's more concerned with his legacy and building this legacy, and he really wants to be the GOAT. But I just look at like LeBron he's to me, the reason I kind of downgrade him a little bit is he really tries to control his narrative off of the court, and he tries to control his losses and the excuses and all these different things, and changing teams, firing coaches, getting guys traded, getting guys brought in, moving to the Lakers, getting Anthony Davis, instead of just winning on the court like with the guys that he has.
Man,
and
but that's the other stuff, man. That's not the basketball, meat and potatoes of basketball. So we talk about Jordan, we can talk about him in practice, punching his teammates, not caring about the gambling problems, all the stuff off the court. LeBron is a role model citizen, man, when it comes to it. And on the court, he's a beast. He has so many records that aren't just scoring records, but just impact records. You talk about triple doubles. You talk about all-time scoring. You talk about all-time assists. Like LeBron is going to be on all of these lists at the end of his career and then some. He's going to have multiple records. So the little stuff, I know people talk about like the diva or Like you said,
Yeah.
the decision that was made, and they hold that against him. I'm like, man, that was years ago. I feel like he's changed completely his whole persona. And I mean, we got to talk about Jordan. He didn't play for 2 years out of his prime. Also came back and played again when he was damn near LeBron's age now on the Wizards, and he didn't win. I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. It's hard. It's hard to like downgrade what LeBron has done, and that's the hard thing about this conversation, right? Like, you have to like take someone down in order to build someone up, but it's hard to like take down what LeBron has done, especially this year. I have a question for you though. I want to throw a little curveball out there.
Okay.
If the Lakers win this year and LeBron doesn't win the NBA Finals MVP, what does that mean for his legacy? I've always wondered that. Like, what if Anthony Davis gets the NBA Finals MVP this year? What does that mean for LeBron's legacy? Or if they lose, what does that mean?
It's damn near a 3-part question, because if they lose, I don't know, man. I don't know, because this is a winnable finals. I think that this finals they should win. So it depends on the way that they lose. If they lose because LeBron tears his whatever and he goes down, I can't do nothing about that. But he misses a couple clutch shots, we might be talking about a different conversation. That 2016 finals for me was big. Being the Warriors, 73 win team, the odds stacked against them, down 3-1. That is equivalent to multiple championships to me because of the level of difficulty that championship took, and seeing LeBron get it. That to me is a highlight. That's probably the best NBA finals that you could have earned out of all of them that have been played.
Yeah.
Now, if he doesn't win the finals MVP, to me that doesn't matter because I think his legacy is already there. We know what LeBron's impact is on the game. So if Anthony Davis maybe exploited something out of the series, he might win MVP. To me, that's not like LeBron has to dominate in order to win and it has to be MVP. We know he's going to be the best player on the floor more than likely. Will the stats be equivalent? Who knows? But I don't think that knocks him. Now, I'm going to throw a curveball back to you. If LeBron does win, he gets number 4. Is he the GOAT? Or can he pass MJ or no?
Yes, he can. And I think I look at it like if you can get to 5, I'm with it, man. Like I'm really willing to say like, okay, dude, if he can sneak at this point in his career, if he's able to win another championship, if he's able to win this year and then come back again and win another one, like I legitimately will have to like really like rethink my thought process and like put him up there. Right now, it's just no way. Like there's no way. Yeah. Even if he wins this year, no. Like he's a great player. He's one of the greatest players that I've ever seen, and it's hard to take anything away from him. But right now, no. But if he's able to get to 5, like I would honestly put him up there.
So growing up, I was always an MJ fan. MJ fan. I loved MJ and Shaq were like my guys growing up, and then AI came in the fold, Kobe came in the fold. So I appreciate like just great players more than I appreciate like this is my guy. I can just appreciate like great talent. But when LeBron came in the league, it was like, dude, this is my guy. Like this is the guy that I see. I would love to be the playing style, the level of basketball IQ. He felt like he was a closer. He started growing to that closer role early in his career. The point that I started to jump off was when he went to the Heat, the decision. But I think I jumped back on the LeBron train when he went to Cleveland and won and took him to the finals and watched the growth and maturation. I don't know, man. I've always kind of had this question too. Like, is it just a thing where you feel like there's nobody ever that can pass Jordan just because of what he's done winning wise? Or do you think like they would have to do so much more just to pass him? Like, what's your thought on like being able to let go of Jordan being your GOAT?
Yeah, I honestly, I look at LeBron like if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be him. And for whatever reason, and I hate the Lakers. I cannot stand the Lakers. But for whatever reason, I really like this version of LeBron James. Like, I think and that's the most impressive thing about LeBron for me is like this late in his career, he looks like the best version we've ever seen of LeBron. I was just watching, I watch like YouTube, I watch old games and stuff. I was watching some Miami Heat games and I'm like, bro, LeBron is way better now than he was back then. Like, obviously he was more athletic, could do different things. I think probably better defensively, but this version of LeBron, like he was guardable back then. Now he really is like pretty much unguardable. And so I like this version of LeBron more than I like the old versions of LeBron for some weird ass reason. But I think if anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be him. But for me, like, there's no way I'm passing that torch until you get to that level. And for me, it's just like you gotta have the rings, man. Like at the end of the day, that's what you play for. Like,
man, you might as well just put
you
Bill
play
Russell
for
at the top of your list then, man. If you're gonna have, if it's a
Yeah.
ring combo, Robert Ory up there, man.
I never saw Bill Russell play, so I can't speak. A lot of people have never seen Bill Russell play, so.
Especially people watching this, they like, who? Bill
Yeah,
Russell,
for
they're
real.
doing skyhooks like Kareem, man.
Yeah.
But the one thing I would say is that I also agree with you, dude. I think what we saw from LeBron is a maturation thing. He came into the league, anointed the king. He got whatever he wanted. When he didn't, he pouted a little bit.
Yeah.
Then he went to Miami. He tried to fit that villain role. That wasn't him,
Yeah.
man. He wasn't playing basketball. Now, I think what you saw after 2016 when he won, they beat the Warriors, the 73-win Warriors. It's like that all came off. He got to be who he was. Like he felt almost like he could play like who he is. You could tell he's having fun on the court. You can tell like that's who he is on the court. He's playing a lot more point guard now. Like that's his style of play. And I think that everything was so forced before. Like he had to maintain this image or do something that it got a lot of people to dislike him. You know, people did dislike him. And I don't know. I don't know if you can overcome that.
That's such a great point. Like he does seem more free now. He does seem like he's playing to win more now, and like legitimately in the beginning of his career, it looked like he was more concerned with his legacy than he was.
Yeah, he had the shirt. Check my stats.
Yeah, exactly. He was more concerned with his overall legacy than he was just winning games. You know what I mean? Like I'll never forget him walking off the court in Cleveland, like when they lost to the Celtics, and we knew like he was out, he was done, he gave up, dude. He was like, "Nah, I can't win here. I'm out." And like for me, that was a bad look, and that always had a bad taste in my mouth. But I really like this version of LeBron, man. I have to admit, and he's climbing, man. He's climbing, and that's the thing is like Jordan, he didn't win 6 until he won 6. You know what I mean? Like once their careers are over, then we can step back and kind of look at it as a whole and make our judgments. But he still has work to do. He still has work to do in a couple of days, you know?
That's true, man. And like you said, I think sometimes we don't appreciate players until they're gone. And I think I think LeBron might be a case of that where we're maybe undervaluing what he's doing on the court because we get to see him on a daily basis. And we still get a chance to judge him like we do in this series right now. Whether he wins or he loses, I know we're going to touch on it again. We'll have something to say. So let us know what you guys think. Is LeBron the GOAT? Is he not the GOAT? MJ, who you got, man? Let us know. Anything else you got on LeBron, MJ? We're willing to talk about it. And if you want to hear any other topics too, let us know some topics on the LeBron, MJ combo. We can dive into deeper detail based on our basketball knowledge. So make sure you subscribe. YouTube, all streaming platforms, Just Hoop Talk. Another edition in the books. We out. For more NBA, college, and hoops coverage, be sure to subscribe to Just Hoop Talk podcast on YouTube and all streaming platforms.